Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and after recording my last cloud server related video, I ended up having a pretty big discussion with my stream about an idea that just sprung from seeing all the people doing content in the cloud server. For those who haven't been paying attention at all, Final Fantasy XIV is currently holding a public test of a cloud-based server for Final Fantasy XIV. If successful, it could be a part of the next step for 14 in terms of server infrastructure and, well, hopefully more. We don't really know what the overall plans are other than they don't have to wait for hardware if they want to make server upgrades. However, in the testing phase, people are trying out all sorts of content. It's way busier than even I thought it would be. From simply playing the MSQ to trying out higher level jobs for people who don't have them leveled on their main characters, to soloing deep dungeons and even ultimates, which I've jumped into a little bit. This is exactly what the test should encompass. I mean, we need to check anything and everything. We need to know that endgame rating is functioning as expected, regular dungeons are functioning as expected, and that there's no, like, weird oddities about. It's fascinating still, though, like watching players tackle the exact same things under this, like, restricted time limit with no real tangible reward other than the experience, the rush of trying to get it done, and of course, knowing you're, testing something for the game. But that got me thinking, what if they did this more frequently? What if they made it more of a regular thing? Now, keep in mind, I'm not just saying to open a test server for a week and call it quits, but, I mean, we've been asking for test servers for quite some time, so it's weird to finally have one in Final Fantasy XIV and see how much people immediately jump at the opportunity to be a part of something that's not just the same old every single day, even if it's technically the same old, just in a completely different location. But I was wondering, what if they just did things like this to host events, like for things that don't really make sense to do on the live servers? Limited time or alternate experiences have shown to be a marketing success for all our lives, for better or worse. So what if they use these opportunities to do things they've always talked about doing on the live servers, but shied away from because it just simply didn't fit within the game? Like, what if they did like a 2-week live server, like a test server style thing, where World PvP was enabled? They said they've actually tested having World PvP enabled before, so, I mean, what if they do that? Then, what if they do just like random rule changes or restrictions? I guess it's kind of hard for me to come up with examples, but I guess just like, I don't know, Blue Mage only server or Eureka actions working outside of Eureka, or I don't know, just fun nutty stuff. Those are just examples. I'm not really like saying that they should do these exact things. And again, this isn't something without precedent. I mean, it's been how so many of the world's most popular games function in their like direct main game. I mean, you have Paths Leagues, you have Diablo Seasons, Fortnite's updates where they just change the rules of the game like massively. Heck, WoW having their hardcore classic WoW servers is a prime example right now. And I'm not saying that we should do hardcore 14. I actually think that would be ultra boring unless you like amped a lot of things up. But again, you get the idea. I just think this could be a fun way to just run events during downtimes for things that just, I guess, don't make sense to do otherwise. Like, if it doesn't make sense to suddenly make Eureka actions work everywhere in the main game, then, they probably shouldn't do that. And honestly, I even still have some fears about them doing it on a test realm and people figuring out, like, people like to tinker a little too much. It always gets me nervous. But I'm not really sure how it ends up working with digging into the cloud server files and all that stuff. But, just fun events to fill downtime, not something players like have to participate in to earn rewards for their main characters. I know, some people would be more motivated if participation and stuff like that granted you something on the live servers. And I'm not against that, but we all know how that discussion is going to go. There's always debates about fear of missing out, or FOMO as most people know it, and how exploitative and predatory it is. And it is. I mean, it's really digging at the psychology of a person on a very basic level. I mean, the McRib sucks, but tell people it's only around for a short time and they'll go nuts for it. Battle passes and limited time gacha runs, run the gaming market nowadays as well. So listen, I don't agree that everything needs to be available all the time, but I personally just wouldn't advocate for rewards from this type of thing that I'm suggesting. It's just, I don't want to deal with those conversations, to be honest. Of course, there's the question of actual dev time. How well is the game infrastructure set up to actually do weird things like this? You have to imagine somewhat okay, because you have to, I mean, they do weird stuff in their own private test rooms. They've told us as much before, but we all know how 14 is kind of held together, I guess is the way I would put it. So, it might not be as feasible as it sounds on paper. Almost nothing is, whenever they just do that, it's really never that basic. But it's just an idea that popped into my head that I wanted to throw into a video because, during expansion downtimes, we're excited to have like the Fall Guys event. We have the rest of the story and Fan Fest and any live letters. Like, we just end up sitting around waiting for information, hoping that maybe there's a rerun of an event like Yokai or 15 or something new they haven't announced yet. We have 16 and 14 collab coming up, all that stuff. It's just, I wonder if they could just come up with an idea to just buy some. Honestly, they should kind of just do these kind of weird things more often anyway. I feel like even on the live servers, they're missing out on just running events for certain content, like just something to encourage people to get into things for a short period of time. At the same time, I'm kind of glad they don't do that. But we have seasons in PvP. I guess that's the closest. Seasons and series in PvP. I guess that's the closest you get. I don't know. It just popped into my head, so I wanted to make a video on it because why not, right? We're all just trying to figure out what to do for the next however many months waiting for Dawn Trail. You know, we got the FanFest in January, and then after that, we'll probably have like 2 or 3 live letters at most, and we'll all just be dying inside being like, please unlock the tier, please. All right, maybe not everyone, but you get the idea. Anyway, yeah, so that's just the point of this video. I wanted to shoot that idea out to you, begin a discussion on it. So head to the comment section below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And yeah, that's the video. So hope everyone has a good Thanksgiving weekend. And if you're not in America, then have a good living weekend thing. I'm done now, so I'm going to leave. Bye.